I know, another budget video. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And as promised, I said I would try to get out and get a budget video out. Okay, so I wasn't able to do this before because our business and our residence was combined. We had an apartment in the back of our business, so everything was combined. It was real hard to really give a true budget. We are separated now. Our business is down the road. Um, we own that place. Well, okay. Let me back up so I don't get called out for it. My wife and our business own the the business and the property. Okay. I keep my name out of it. Uh, it's just the way we like to do it. Okay. But we rent this place for our residents, and we rent a small house here. So anyway, let's get into it. So for me, my rent here is 4,500. It's really low. I got a really great deal, and it's because we know the owner. Uh, it's a two-bedroom detached bungalow house. It's small, 70 square meters, which we like. We don't need a big place. It's just two of us, and six fur paw children. We have cats. Um, it's got nice little parking out here. It's small. It's easy to keep up. We really like it, but 4 or 5 is really low. I could easily pay double that around here for something. Maybe I get a little bit more space, but we don't live in a tourist town, a beach town. No expats around here, so our cost for that is much lower than what you would probably find in a lot of areas. Like I said, I could easily double that price. And let me get a disclaimer out there first. Also, I should have done this. Budget videos, uh, you got to, you know, look at that as to what is your lifestyle? Where are you renting, or where are you going to live? Because it makes a big difference in the cost. Just right there with my rent. My rent's cheap here, and most rents would be cheap here compared to a beach resort, an expat community, say Angela City, Alongapo, Dumaguete is one. Rent costs are much more there. So it all depends on where you live, just like your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is going to be a big deal. But if you filter through enough budget videos, which you should be looking at if you're trying to get a real idea, before you come over here, then definitely you want to watch a lot of different ones because you can filter through and figure out, and you can probably get a good idea of what to expect. Um, Most of the time, there's always the unexpected though, but we have that wherever we live, right? Okay, so continuing on. So my rent 4 or 5, and everything is in pesos. I don't do the conversion. I live by pesos here. Probably the best way to do it, and depending on what country you're from, maybe you're listening to this somewhere else, you're going to have to do the conversion. Okay, so everything I'll do is in pesos. Okay. So, utilities. Uh, my electric is, and this is a lot of the things here I have are averaged over the last 2 to 3 months. Uh, it's been cooler here now this time of year, so my electric is down. So, like I said, some things are average. Electric 5,350. Okay, oh, can't get my words out. And I do have air conditioning. I run it almost all the time. This time of year, it's a little cooler. We're not running it 24 hours a day, but I could say most of the year my air conditioner is on. At least one of them is on. Okay. Tap water, real cheap, 200 pesos. Drinking water, 120. and that's the 5-gallon jugs you get refilled at the water station. It's very common out here. It's what everyone uses. It's what a lot of people use here. Cooking gas, 125. Ours is real low. I don't do heavy cooking. I cook here, but not heavy cooking. I like to use the air fryer a lot, so maybe that's a little bit more for the electricity. But cooking gas, I mean, I refill that thing maybe every 5 or 6 months, and it's about 700 pesos to refill the tank. So I average it out, and it looks like about 125 for me. So mine is very low. Trash, 150. I have a trash guy. He comes by and gets my trash. Okay, so that's basic utilities. Internet. My internet. Let me get my list up here. My internet is 2625. I've got 100 up and down. It's really good. I'm real happy with it. But you can go lower. Well, it probably wouldn't be too many that would go higher. I also have Netflix. I have Philippine Netflix. That's $5.50 a month, and I have satellite cable coming in, and I pay $1,000 a month. I also signed up recently for the Discovery Plus channel. They had a real good yearly thing on that. Kind of worked out. It's 50 pesos a month if I average it out for the year. So between those are the two big basics. Laundry. We use a laundry service, wash and fold service down the street. Real nice couple, and we average about 480 a month on that. And I have a washer here. I use it for towels that I use around, for the cats and some dirtier stuff I don't want to send to them. Okay, I won't say everything I don't send to them, but yeah, we do that. But we don't set out and do laundry here and hang it out. Your Philippine girlfriend or wife, you may be different about that. You may want to get out there and wash them by hand. My wife does not do that. My wife is a businesswoman. She doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, and she doesn't do laundry. She has a business she runs. She's very busy with that. We have people that do those things at the business, and like I said, that's why we use a laundry service. Okay, your big one. This will be probably everyone here will agree. Your big one here is going to be food. It's not as cheap as people might think. In order to get the cost way down, you're going to really, really have to go native. Okay? And by no means do we do that. All right, so first off, I've got Supermarket and Supermarket Plus. I get some things from the Robinsons uh, at the mall. And then we have a small convenience-like store. Not it's more than a convenience store. It's like a mini supermarket, Alpha Mart, and they have quite a bit of good stuff there. More than you would find at like a 7-Eleven or a Quick Stop. I can do quite a bit of shopping there. They have a lot of the things that the Westerners might be more happy with. And so between the two of those is 12,000 a month. Okay. And then the local fruits and veggie. I use the veggie stands, fruit stands right here in our own barangay. I like to give them the business, and we do find that. But it's only about, and I also get eggs, but it's only about 2,500 a month that we spend with them. Then we have food delivery, takeout food. Uh, One of the benefits that the pandemic has is that a lot of things are delivered now. You can get delivery everything. I get my groceries delivered from Robinson, and you can get. I use the Food Panda. There's also Grab Food. Depending on your area, one or the other, or even some other deliveries, are going to have real good delivery service, and so we use that a lot, and mostly for our dinners, and then sometimes we eat it. My wife and I will get together for lunch at least a couple days a week, and we just eat at one of the eateries around here. It's real cheap. Other than that, lunch, more often than not, I eat lunch by myself here. The wife eats at the business. So not every meal is here at the house, but most of them are. And so the food delivery and eating out is 6,500. So the total on food, and also on the food, is I include everything I would buy at a store. Okay, trash bags, soda, uh, you know, toiletries, you call it, all that type of stuff that you would buy at a store, consumables, uh, is all included in this, not just food. Okay, so everything we buy at the store, and so it comes to 21,000 a month. Now that could be quite a bit lower. Depends on your lifestyle. Could be higher. Um, I saw a video where the couple were talking about uh, all the Western restaurants up in Angelo City that they cost so much, and they gave an example of two of them going out at um, some kind of Western, and they spent 4,000 for the two of them. That's not real common. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen because you can. There's they got a lot of good restaurants there too. Or like if you're in Metro Manila, Cebu, there's some upper end restaurants that you could spend quite a bit at. I think the wife and I, we've been to a nice Korean place at the mall, um, and they're pretty upper end, and we spent 2.5, 2.7, but that's I think it was her birthday or something like that. We don't do that often. We're both kind of homebodies, Like I said, she works quite a bit, so our stuff is kind of simple. So some of the videos you got to take it with a grain of salt. They didn't really go into much more than the one saying how expensive it was to eat out at Western food. Well, I'll leave it at that. 4,000 is quite a bit. I doubt you're going. Too many of you are going to go spend 4,000 for a lunch somewhere. Okay? This doesn't happen that often. Okay. I mentioned I have cats. I have 6 cats, and they are indoor cats. So I have cat food and litter. I try to feed them decent food, and that's 5,200 a month. Yes, if you have a good-sized dog, you might spend that much. But we also, we need cat litter too because they're indoor. Anyway, so much for the cats. Next item I got up is medical, and I will say right now, I'm just going to include the PhilHealth. We just paid quarterly or yearly, whatever you want to pay. It works out to 1,450 a month. The PhilHealth doesn't pay too much, 20, 30% on a bill. One advantage it has is that if you have to go to a hospital, something's going on, or especially in an emergency, you don't have to put a deposit down before you go in, which a lot of places want here. So it gets you in, and it gets you in right away if you have a PhilHealth card. That can be just worth it, just having that, and they're going to pay some of the bill. It's not that great. One problem is that they have been in conflict recently because they haven't been paying their bill to the hospitals, and so there's a lot of talk about it. So I don't know if that's going to be around or whether or not I'm going to continue to use it. So that's an iffy. Other than that, we have meds. My wife takes blood pressure medicine, and I pick up a few ibuprofen, some antacids, maybe something simple. But we're not on a lot of meds. But it comes to 1,200, and most of that is her meds, which are about 900 for her blood pressure. So those two medical come to 2,650. Now I have a other medical plan, but I'm looking at changing that because it was just for myself. My wife was on her son's plan. He had a really good plan at the company he worked for, a really good one, and covered all of her stuff. But she never had to use it too much, but they covered everything, dental and all types of stuff. But now he's going into his own business, so that won't be available. So we're looking at getting one for the two of us. So maybe if I do this again, I'll do them so often, but not every month. I'll get that included on mine, and then we can see where it goes from there. But you're probably looking at 5 to 10,000 a month on a plan, but I won't include it right now. Miscellaneous. When I say miscellaneous, I'm talking about all the little things. Okay, you have a ton of little things. You always got a project here, this here, that there. Little things, little miscellaneous. And I made it kind of high, maybe not. I order a lot of stuff off Lazada for things around here, but I put 3,500. That's probably about right. Um, did I cover everything? I covered all the basics. Okay, and that's what I wanted to cover first. So that basics come to 47,525. Okay, 47,000 and a half pesos. That's less than 1,000 U.S. dollars. Okay. Now, again, disclaimer: that is just the basics. Okay. Please, when you look at this video or any other video, don't skim across and just go to the part where it gives a total and think that's what you can live on here, because there is more to it than that. Okay. This is how guys get in trouble here. They see that and they think, okay, I get about that, or a little bit less on my pension. We could live on that. Well, no. Okay, you got to have a budget. Does not mean a budget is what I spend. This is what I spend each month. Okay, could I make mine lower? Yeah, I could make mine lower. I don't need to eat out as much. I could cook more here. I could, you know, I wouldn't call it sacrificing. We live comfortable, okay, on that. Under 1,000, we live comfortable in our situation. But a budget and an income are two very different things, okay? Don't get them mixed up. You definitely want to have, I call it a buffer zone, from how much I get and how much I spend. And you want that buffer, you want some kind of buffer zone there. Because if things happen here, things go wrong, especially medical is a big one. You've got problems. So you need to have, if you don't have a big stash of money that you come here with, maybe you have a small pension, but you got a big stash to start off with here. You can build a house, you don't have rent, and have a big backup. That's really good. That's what you need. If you don't have a big backup, you need to be putting money into that each month, for emergencies. Medical would be one of those big ones. And then there's always the things that come up, your phone breaks. That's minimum 25,000 minimum. It's easy to get way over that on a phone, depending on what kind of phone you got. Just before Christmas, I think it's Christmas Eve, a couple of my cats decided that I should upgrade my TV in the bedroom. It was my fault because I mounted on the wall, and I knew that they got up there and played on that table. So anyway, there's bedroom TV, and you've got all kinds of little things like that. Okay, and of course you've got clothing, and if you've got kids, then this budget's completely out of there. So my budget would be good if it's just the two of you and a pet. If you've got kids, you really want to see a video with kids, because school, you do have to pay for school. If you want private school, you're looking at higher amounts of money. It's not that bad in some, depending on which one you want to go to, but you definitely need to look at that. So there's whole different costs for everything there. So anyway, that's pretty much mine. I don't think there's much else to do with that. I'll do one again. Not too often, not every month for sure. But that covers things pretty good. And of course, you can weed through that and go, well, I don't need this, I don't need that. Now we don't drink, and we don't party all the time. And well, I do have one vice. I have my I have my vape. That's my vice anymore. What do I spend 300-400 on juice for that a month. Okay, so that's my one vice. But we don't drink, we don't party all the time. Of course, we haven't been able to travel much. There's another one, travel. You want to get around and see things here. Our business does keep us pretty tied down here. Before the pandemic, we would get weekends here and there to go out, and I think we've done a couple of those for 25,000 for the two of us for 2 or 3 day weekend. You can get a lot more, you know. We haven't done much of that for the last 2 years for obvious reasons. So we've been saving money. But like I said, you've got all those miscellaneous items. And those can add up. Sometimes, you go for a while, you don't have anything, but then, what is it, Murphy's Law, things happen in threes, I don't know. Always seems to happen like that. Like my action camera that I finally dug out to start doing more videos, and the battery had shorted and blew out my action camera. So now I need another one so I can do my videos outside and try to bring a little bit more to you. So I'll be substituting my phone for a little while till I get another camera. So there again, another example of all those little things. And also another thing I didn't include in here is visa. You got to, I forget about that. I'm on a permanent visa, so I don't pay anything. 310 pesos a year for the annual report, which I still have to do. It's done in January, February. You got 60 days to get it done. I still got to go do mine. It's real simple, real easy. But if you're on a tourist visa, you're paying. You got to pay that, and so you got to make sure that you've got an income and a budget and a buffer. You don't want to get yourself behind on things. And one of the first things a lot of guys do, they get behind on their visa, and now you get problems because it doesn't get easier. Okay, once you get behind, you end up staying behind. So think carefully about your budget, plan it out right. Hopefully this will help give you somebody a little different view of some of the budgets. And I'll be back with another video soon, in a few days maybe. Okay? Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with me. If you're new to the channel, thank you. Welcome. Hopefully I can get some good content out there. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.